Chapter 20. When George fled the scene, Harold was walking into the hall along with his sister, Olivia, and her fiancé, Daniel. Walking next to Daniel was a young man in a smart suit. There was a slight facial resemblance between the two of them. When Harold met George head-on, he hurriedly approached him and said, "Hey, George. When I came in just now, I heard that something happened to your family. Is it true?" George shoved him away hastily, mumbling, "I'm done, it's over, I'm done." Harold asked with concern, "Mr. Alexander, what's wrong?" George shook his head in panic, not daring to say anything. Right now, he had no doubt that if he said something he shouldn't, he would be a corpse lying somewhere tomorrow. Thus, he pushed Harold's hands away and ran out of the hall like his life depended on it. Harold looked the way he ran and sighed. "I bet it's really the end for the Alexander family. Damn, isn't it all a little too fast? They were still fine yesterday, but they've gone bankrupt today." Then, when Harold saw Alex and Emma, a wicked thought appeared in his mind. He went towards Emma and ushered, "Emma, let me introduce you to our distinguished guest tonight. This gentleman over here is Daniel's cousin, Jack, the eldest son of the White family." "Jack, this is my cousin, Emma," Harold said to Jack with a coy smile. Ever since Jack walked into the hall, he had been locking his gaze at Emma at all times. Upon Harold's introduction, he quickly extended his hand and said, "Emma, hi. I've heard all about the gorgeous beauty of the Richard family. Your reputation precedes you." There was a trace of annoyance in Alex's eyes. This was the unfortunate perks of having a beautiful wife. Suitors would come in all directions like flies, and he couldn't stop chasing them away. Thus, he stepped forward, shook hands with Jack, and said coldly, "Hi, I'm Emma's husband." "You?" Jack eyed Alex from head to toe, disdain oozing from his expression. He retracted his hand and said flatly, "I didn't know Emma was married. Such a waste for a beauty like her marrying someone like you." Olivia hurriedly said, "Jack, the loser is our family's live-in son-in-law. He does not have a job nor any skills." Then, she winked at Jack and continued, "After Daniel and I get married, we will be one big family then. Let's get together more often." Of course, Jack knew what she meant instantly. She was encouraging him to pursue Emma. He smiled and said, "Miss Emma is so beautiful and elegant, I'm certainly willing to get together more often." At this moment, Alex saw his in-laws, Elaine and Trump, walking towards them. Elaine hastily said when she came over, "Emma, have you heard? The Alexander family has gone bankrupt." "Huh?" Emma gaped in extreme shock. "When did it happen?" "Just now," Elaine continued with a sigh. "I thought that when you divorced Alex, you can be with George. From the looks of it, the plan is going out of the window." Alex felt agitated inside. Was his mother-in-law a fool? Didn't she know that her current son-in-law was the real catch? Jack quickly marched forward and introduced himself to Elaine. "Hi, you must be Emma's mother? I'm Daniel's cousin, Jack. You're so beautiful, it's no wonder your daughter is as pretty and captivating as you are." Upon hearing that Jack was Daniel's cousin, she made a quick mental calculation. Eldest son of the White family, a wealthy Prince Charming. She blinked in excitement and said happily, "Yes, I'm Emma's mother." "Are you Emma's friend?" Jack nodded with a smile. "Yes, we are, but we've just met today." Joy and thrill were written all over Elaine's face. She nodded vigorously and said, "Come, let's sit. Mr. White, my Emma is beautiful. She's also as pure and honest as an angel. You youngsters should keep in touch more often." "Mom," Emma chided in agitation, interjecting her mother's words. Elaine was about to object when Emma tugged her gently and gestured to her to look at the stage. At this moment, Lady Richard was standing in the spotlight. She looked around in astonishment before standing in front of the microphone and said with a smile, "First of all, on behalf of the Richard family, I welcome all our friends, partners, and esteemed guests to our banquet tonight. Next, let us welcome the Vice Chairman of Diamond Group, Doris Young, with a big round of applause. The spotlight shifted instantly, focusing its beam on the front seat. Doris was wearing a black evening gown, emphasizing her perfect body figure to everyone's eyes. She dazzled like a captivating fairy that all the men in the hall couldn't help but focus their gazes on her. The Vice Chairman of Diamond Group. An absolutely stunning beauty. Each feature of hers was enough to attract everyone's attention. Doris stood up, nodding gently towards the crowd. Her glances stopped at Alex for a short while before moving away. Then, Lady Richard started again. First and foremost, I would like to express my gratitude to Diamond Group for entrusting us with such an important project. We will work our best and will not disappoint them. Next, we would also like to introduce to you an outstanding junior of our Richard family. Elaine shrieked excitedly, "Hey, Emma! It's your turn to shine now." Although Emma had prepared herself mentally to get on stage, she was still very nervous. Alex cast a look of encouragement at her. Harold looked askance at the delighted Emma with a sneer at the corner of his mouth. Lady Richard looked at their table too, smiling before she opened her mouth to speak again. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't be able to collaborate with Diamond Group. After much consideration from our board of directors, we've decided to elect him as the director of our Richard Group and be solely responsible for the project with Diamond Group. Let us welcome the new director of Richard Group, Harold Richard. Emma froze like a statue instantly. She shifted her gaze in disbelief but saw Harold when on stage with a cocky smile on his face. A layer of ice immediately hovered beneath Alex's eyes. How dare they burn the bridge after crossing it? After gaining their benefits thanks to Emma, the Richard family had immediately ditched her regardless of her feelings. Emma's eyes suddenly turned red, tears flooding in her eyes. Next, she stood up and ran out of the door without a second glance back. For her, the fall must be as devastating as the happiness she was in when she first arrived. Alex groaned even more as he watched her leave. "How dare you bully my wife? I'll kill you." Harold stood on the stage and said proudly, "Thank you for the honor. I'll do my best as the new director, and also accomplish the project with Diamond Group perfectly." Lady Richard nodded with satisfaction. She took over the microphone and said, "There is one more important matter for the banquet tonight, that is, we are honored to have invited the new chairman of Diamond Group, Mr. Anderson. Please welcome him with the generous applause." Thunderous applause echoed across the hall. All the guests tonight were here to see the new chairman of Diamond Group. They couldn't wait to see his true self. Everyone was looking around like meerkats, anticipating to see who would stand up at this moment. Someone even said, "I suspect that the mysterious chairman is the same mysterious rich man in Platinum Court." Yes, I think so too. His back looks unfamiliar. I don't think he is one of the upper-class social circle in Oris Hill. Oh my God! Does that mean the chairman of Diamond Group is the most powerful super-rich person in Oris Hill? Ark, I can't wait to see his face. Under the thunderous applause and the eager attention of the people, Alex, with a cold face, slowly stood up.